And we are live. Good morning, folks. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Carissa, Shorty Pie, me. Can you hear me now? You. So we only have a couple people. Actually, it shows that nobody, two people. We have two people. Two people here this morning. So I don't know where everybody's gone. I don't know what happened. My channel is tanking. I don't understand it. But here's what I do know. So I had something that I wanted to share with you. There's only two people that's going to stay up. Is that I was on a live stream with a couple of people. Hi, Tia. And at first, my microphone, I'm not using the same microphone. At first, they said that they couldn't hear me very well. So I wasn't on the microphone. I was kind of standing away from the microphone. So I walked up to the microphone. And then while we're doing the live stream, somebody said my mic was then too loud. So I said, hey, they're saying that my mic is too loud. So, the person's doing what they could do to adjust the stuff.
Right.
So, and this is a content creator that I honestly care about, you know what I'm saying? And I was on there with a content creator that I honestly cared about. And so it wasn't something that I was really from. We were talking about. So I mean, it was with Millennial and it was with Becca, and we were talking about a book that Millennial was reading that had that. What was it called? It began with an S. It was about Munchausen by proxy, basically, and it was talking about normalizing it. I guess I didn't read the book, but the topic of conversation was, I guess this was the topic of I was asked to come on, kind of a last minute thing. We were going over a book that she was reading, so I would ask questions, you know what I'm saying? And that was all cool and such. But people put nothing but hate in her comments, and I got accused of drinking, like I was drunk in the live stream.
Oh my God.
So in the middle of the live stream, I got a phone call from Milo's vet and Danny's vet. Everything's fine with them, but Milo had, had test results that I was getting back, and he's 12. He's got Cushing's, so I put the thing on. I blocked the mute, so that you guys couldn't hear my conversation, and I paid attention to what the vet was telling me about my dog, right? So somebody said that I was all over the place, and somebody thought it was early signs of dementia, which, don't say that. My mom watches this. What the fuck? I mean, that's a lot. First of all, come to me and say, hey, is everything all right? Or don't put something like that out there. Like, who the hell are you to put that out there? And then to accuse me of drinking when I dare you to find any fucking alcohol in my house since when I moved in. And in the house that I moved out of. So I don't drink. I've never had an alcohol problem, but I just don't like it. So I thought that I would bring this up simply because we were talking about, this channel, it's about abuse and addiction and such. And it doesn't, somebody could say something. And you know how many people followed that? How many people jumped on board with that? I wasn't drunk. I had a problem with the microphone that if people would have heard the whole stream, they would have heard her say, I can't hear you at the beginning. And then they would have heard me say, hey, they're saying I'm too loud in the comments here. And, then I used the mic again, and I was like, something's up with this mic. It's not right. And so I got rid of that mic, and I'm using a new mic. But yep, early signs of dementia and drunk.
Wow. I wish you would have told me, Toddie. Now, it doesn't surprise me though. as you know, I mean, I follow a lot of things that are still being said about my family. And that one person, it takes one person to say something and they're talking out their ass and everybody's on board. Up, yep, right away. Then they take it and they run with it. So I can see that happening. It's happened to us before.
Yeah.
Not good.
But everybody that knows me knows that I don't drink. You know, I mean, like, and I know that I could say I don't drink. But listen, I'm a 62-year-old woman. If I fucking drank, I'd tell you I drank. What do I have? What the
Who are you
fuck?
hiding from? Who do you have?
That bingo. I mean, you guys know that I smoke.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so, but, you know, it was hurtful because I thought not one of those people gave me any grace. Like they didn't say, hey, you know, we've been watching her for a while. You know, maybe there's something going on. I mean, I have a personal life. I mean, maybe my mom fell. Maybe something, nothing. Went right to drunk and dementia.
Yep. Of course.
And you know, I wasn't familiar with the book. I was happy to learn about the book. But when Becca and Millennial were actually talking about the book because they both had more knowledge than me, I was paying attention to her chat because people were giving her money. And I've been on Millennial's channel before. I love her. I mean, she's my friend and Becca's my friend too. This isn't about them. This is not
Right.
about them. Because they know. I mean, I spoke with both of them after. Not, I mean, you know, I didn't realize it. Millennial never came to me and said, hey, listen, the chat, nothing. She never, you know.
Right.
And I showed her comments and she said, oh, Toddie, they hated it. The comments were all horrible. I didn't even look at those comments because
Yeah.
I didn't have to. I didn't have to give in to that. I apologized to her and said, I'm sorry that this is going on, you know. And, you know, she was like, we're all good, Toddie. You know, I know who you are. We're all good, you know. So, I mean, but, you know, if I did have a problem, that would have contributed a lot more to my problem. I think so.
Yeah.
You know, so people can be hateful and mean. And even if you're not doing anything wrong, just, you know, a bad microphone or paying attention to the chat, you know, like people were giving her money, and it's important to acknowledge people, you know,
Right.
that are giving you money. And by the time she was reading from a book, so I wanted her to know, hey, this person gave you money. And the last time I did a live stream with her, she said, yeah, let me know. I appreciate that because I'm not always, and I don't want to miss them. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Carissa. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. So, you know, if I missed that, because let's say I walked away for a second and I was looking, I would want somebody to say, hey, you missed a chat. You need to thank somebody.
Right.
And so, and she got a lot, and her husband was giving, you know, memberships away. So, I mean, you know, I was talking about that, but I
Right.
was talking about that to Millennial, and she was like, thank you. And, you know, she would say something, but, you know, to the person that she wanted to thank, because she didn't want to miss them either.
Right. Right.
The only issue I had was the mic. Yes, believe it or not, it is the same exact mic. It's the same brand. It's just a different. I bought two of them. I don't know why. I think I really liked them, but one of them I did buy was used, and I don't know which one I have that I'm using now. But it's a really good mic. But remember, we were having a problem that time, and I kept hearing something in the back.
Right.
I think I was on with you and the other Jen and the other woman, Mindy.
Yes. I
Remember,
think you're like an echo or something.
I think that was that mic. I'm pretty sure
Right.
that was that mic because I started hearing that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I know that you did a live stream last night because Jamie, who, and that's another thing, you know, I'm going to address this here and now because these are the people that I care about. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all of my subscribers, but this group of people that's part of this community, they're more than my subscribers. I think so. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot.
Something about Jamie.
Oh, yeah. So Jamie is out running errands this morning. I'm running them in the afternoon. And the only reason why I'm bringing up Jamie is because it seems like if you don't like acknowledge somebody, or if you don't do a live stream with somebody or something, like you're not talking to them. Like people thought Becca and I were having problems. People thought Millennial, Dawn, Cutting Board Dawn. I had somebody write to me because I did a parody and these guys helped me with this skit that I did, right? And
Right.
I reached out to them and all of them got back to me except one, because they were going through something, a personal thing. I'm not even bringing them into it. I'm saying prayers for them, but everybody else jumped on board and that person would have too. But like somebody wrote to me and said, "Oh, I didn't even know you were talking to them anymore. Or they were talking to you." Why? I started my channel alone. I do my own videos. I reach out to my friends when I want to do a live stream, and they reach out to me when I want to do when they want me to do a live stream. And I really feel bad for 1980 Millennial because she's worked really fucking hard to get her channel going.
Right.
And it's happening. And because of something that's happening between me and another content creator that I'm not even talking about anymore. I'm not even talking about that's getting on to her. And she's an innocent bystander. It had nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, her channel needs to thrive, and yeah, so it's pretty shitty. It's pretty shitty. So I don't know. Maybe today's conversation could be about something like, guilt by association, or,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was very happy that Jamie came on last night because you weren't there and you're my crutch. I'm sorry to say it, but I was
I'm
so
sorry because
nervous.
I'm sorry.
No, no, I
I
totally
was
get it,
asleep.
but
Like
I
literally, I was asleep. I'm
I
sorry.
perked up when I saw her there because she had my back, and I know it. You know what and I don't even know this lady. I know her through
Amy's
you.
good people. Good
And
people. Yeah. Yeah.
I know that. I can feel it. And I'm like, well, she's here. So if I screw up, she's going to get me through it. And I knew that. And she even said it. So I felt like, oh, I can do this now. I have somebody here who's going to help me if I'm starting to, whatever. And she was kind of keeping I don't want to say the crowd. I don't know how many people there were, but she was entertaining the chat because, I can't do both. So
Right.
I
Right.
was so
Right.
grateful for her. She didn't have to do that, but she did it without being asked to do it. She just did it.
Yeah,
And
she's
that's
good
what it's
people.
all about. We should all help each other. And we
Yeah.
shouldn't be commenting. I guess if some people were watching me and I go off topic and forget what I'm saying, then maybe do I have dementia? Or am I high? Am I drinking? Is that what people think about me? You got to wonder, like, wow, is that what people think? It's
I
it makes
don't.
you afraid to move and do you're afraid to make a move because you don't want to be judged, and that's exactly what happened to you.
I
They
would
judged.
have never thought that. I honestly would have never thought that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't familiar with the book, and I wasn't really familiar all with the topic, but I was very interested in it. And, when I saw that, Becca and Millennial definitely knew more than I did, I could learn from them. So I shut my mic off. And
Right,
because I don't need to just communicate because I'm there. If I'm better off learning from somebody and I don't feel like I have anything to add to the conversation, I don't need to hear my own voice. I live alone. I fucking hear my own voice enough. I don't,
right,
you know what I mean? Like it's not ego for me.
right,
So, but the hurtful thing was for somebody to think that I don't know what was more hurtful, the dementia or the drunk thing. Like, I mean, I live alone, so the dementia thing, I'm like, what the fuck? Am I forgetting shit? And I'm like, no, man, because I'm on the phone with people. I'm dealing with people every day. I have my schedule ahead of me. I hardly even write shit down. You know what I mean? So
right.
I got to have the best dementia I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? And as far as,
Say
it's,
things to be hurtful. It wasn't out of concern. They were trying to be hurtful, it seems, to make a
yeah, but
comment.
it affected a friend. It's too bad because it affected a friend of mine who did nothing. And Becca too. I'm sure some of this affects Becca, but I mean, millennial. Becca and I are the same age. You know what I'm saying? Like Becca and I were both big age people or larger age people. I have for the younger people, I feel, like I don't know, I feel you know, millennial worked hard for a child. I'm not saying Becca didn't. I'm not
Right.
saying that at all. I'm not saying that. But Becca put out her first video and it hit like that. Now she put a lot of work into that video. She knew what she was talking about. She did a lot of backdoor stuff that we don't even know about, right? She's doing something tonight where she's going to be interviewing an FBI agent, okay? So there's a lot of stuff that she does behind the scenes. So when her first video came out, it was a polished, perfect, in my opinion,
Wow.
video. And it wasn't I wasn't the only one that had that opinion. So when her video popped off, her video went and she started getting subscribers and should have. I'm not saying millennial worked harder because it took her longer. It took her longer. Not that she worked harder. I don't want to put that. It took her longer. And she had some obstacles with YouTube as well that I don't know that Becca had. You know what I'm saying? So here's somebody who worked longer. I don't even want to compare Becca. What I'm saying is, okay, both of these people worked equally hard. And because there's a problem with me and somebody else, like, what are we, fucking mean girls? I mean, am I in high school again?
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
even behave that way in high school. I gave the people the finger and fucking walked away. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I didn't pick sides. I've never had to pick sides. If you made me pick sides, it wasn't your side. I was going to be gone on. I,
Right.
I just wasn't going to, and I never made anybody pick sides or do anything like that. And it was almost like that in the comments, like, like,
Yeah.
and for what? This person, what did she do to you? You're pissed at me, okay, but what did she do to you? And what did I do to you that was so bad that she's going to be collateral damage?
Right.
who,
Exactly.
who is anybody to decide that? And that's the way it is in addiction and accusations and in trying to change bad behavior. you know again, I go back to that Demi Moore saying that once you decide who somebody is, they can never be anything more than that. And that is the worst thing that you can do to somebody, because what you're doing is you're putting them in you know um a prison, a virtual prison where they can only grow as big as the prison cell. They can't grow any bigger in your mind because you already have them set in who they are and what they're going to be. So
Right.
them showing you changes is a waste of their time for you. It's just practice for them,
Yeah.
because somebody's going to be deserving of it, and they're going to get that person, and this is going to be their default, is going to be the best behavior, and their past is going to be the bad behavior. And all new people are going to get that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, unless you keep wanting new relationship in your life, you have to understand that people come from a past, and either they're the same person, which, okay, you want to be done with if their past isn't good, or you're going to allow them to make changes. That's what this channel is about. That's what the rooms are about as far as NA and AA. It's all about second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh chances over. I mean, it is. So, to put somebody in a box and decide who they are because of past behavior or what you think, I mean, because of what you think, that's even worse,
Right. Exactly.
So,
One of the guests last night, Alicia, is, in recovery 9 years, and she made a good point. She said, I can cure cancer, but I'm always going to be known as a drug addict. That's what people, and that, I had to sit and think about that. And she's so right. I mean, people are going to think of you whatever they think of you. And no matter what you do, that's not going to change what they think of you. You're going to be what they think you are. And you can't change it, and you shouldn't try. You don't
that's
even.
exactly what Demi Moore said. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's exactly what Demi Moore said. Once somebody decides who you are, you can't be anything more than that, you know?
Right. No matter
Um,
what you do, you're not going to
yeah,
convince them otherwise, and you shouldn't try.
yeah, no. I mean, I think human nature is to try, but then
Right.
after a while, you start realizing the people you're trying for, you don't have a hell of a lot of respect for. You kind of
Right.
realize you have more respect for yourself, and they kind of fall to the wayside. They're like no
Yeah.
longer important, and then they come back, and that's a problem. See that I used to allow that, but as my life moved forward, and then I would make room for these people that didn't allow me grace before, and now it's like, I'm sorry, like, you run. I'm not going to slow down for you anymore. Like, run. If you haven't caught up with my life, you know then just call on holidays, man. Don't make yourself known. Obviously we've done well without each other, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I used to be a lot more forgiving. I'm not even that forgiving when it comes to that anymore, because I live my life. I feel I live my life honestly. I live my life when I care about other people. I'm respectful for other people. I pay attention that there's other people in this world. I don't want
Right.
to do anything to hurt somebody else, but I don't want to get hurt by anybody else either. And if it's just easier for me to say, you know what, see ya,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Right. No, I agree with you.
So here you go. It's funny. I mean, it's not supposed to be a joke, but it's funny. Stacia, how you doing? Leland Squirrels. You guys were Gutter Snipe. You guys were Jeanette. How you doing? Amy. Um, Kathleen, Shorty Pie. I just want to make sure I get everybody. Somebody, I was doing this one day going through, hi, Buffy Love. I was doing this one day going through the comments and I missed somebody.
Oh,
I got beat to shit for that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even allowed to be human sometimes.
Make any mistakes or,
Shilly Shally's here. Yeah, like you're not allowed to make any mistakes. Um, that's, yeah. Again, I just can't. I just don't have the patience that I used to have. I just don't. I'm a very good friend too. You're playing guitar? I need to pull my guitar out. Edie Cook. Good morning, Edie. So happy Labor Day to everybody, by the way. I
I
hope
forgot
that
about that.
everybody has a great Labor Day. So I don't know what really to talk about. Off subject, your hair looks really pretty. That's what Stacia says.
Me? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Well,
off
thank
subject,
you.
Rebecca, your hair looks pretty. I'm getting my hair cut today,
Oh,
so
well, thank you. When are you getting it cut? You going today sometime or?
yeah, I have an appointment at 12 o'clock to get my hair cut.
Okay. Any major plan? Any
The
change?
same
You're
haircut.
just getting it, just a haircut?
I go to the same person. I always say make it choppy.
Yeah.
I like it
Yeah.
really choppy looking.
Yeah. That's your look. Your
Yeah,
signature.
it's choppy looking. Yeah. Yeah, I was wearing a hat and my hair was really, really flat, and I can't stand it really, really flat because it's
Yeah.
not naturally flat. So when it's flat, it's not. It's kind of like I don't know. I don't know. I have a lot of patience for animals and stuff like that too, more so than people.
Yes,
um,
I have to agree.
one day I will play the guitar, probably. Um, I have to be in the mood. What was it? What else? What else? Let's see. Let's see. So your first, what were you talking about on your live stream?
Well, I did it because, the month of August we observe, or whatever, however you want to say it, addiction and overdose awareness. But yesterday was Overdose Awareness Day International. So I wanted to do a live on that particular day because obviously, that means something to me, having lost Gino. And so I had Gino's girlfriend on as a guest. And then I had Gina and Alicia, who do you remember Gina came on to speak on Monday a few weeks back. Her daughter was on the show Intervention, and so I had her and her daughter on because I wanted to get the perspective of a parent, meaning Gina, of a recovering addict, Alicia, and as someone left behind, Lauren, by, someone she loved passed away. And how does she move forward? Does she date again? Does she try to get married and have children and be happy, or does she not? Are you stuck in limbo? So I wanted to get a bunch of different people on to give their opinions. And, we basically just had a conversation. And, I can't follow the comments while I'm talking. So I really, I guess I didn't do it as great as I had planned, but I can't follow. So I'll eventually get used to that. So I really didn't take any questions or anything. It was basically just people watching us have a conversation, I think, and then talking to each other in the chat. So we covered so many topics. We talked about, overdose, and, I asked Alicia some questions that, and she was very comfortable answering. I asked her, had she ever overdosed? Had she ever thought that maybe she wasn't coming back from, she said, oh my gosh, which time? There were so many times. And I asked her if she thought the show Intervention saved her life. And she felt that, yeah, it kind of did that, and her wanting to get clean. They sent her to a really great facility where, every time she went in the past, it wasn't so good. And I said, well, you know what? The show probably is contracted with one of the best because they want a success story for the show. So I'm sure they, contract with the best facility out there, and they do better because they know the show wants these good results,
Right.
And
And also because it's a review for the facility.
right. So, I told her, before we even went live, I got choked up because I told her I was so glad that she was here, but I wish Gina was too, and it made me cry. And it does even now saying it, but I meant it. I'm happy that she's here, and I'm happy that her mother still has her. And, because I know it could have been the other way, so just as easily. And,
Mhm.
we just had a really deep conversation, from different views. And, it was, I said, I don't know if a lot of people watched last night, but I'm hoping just one person watches it and reaches out. Like I always say when we do this on Monday, if one person gets something from this, then we did our job here. We did what we set out to do. And that's kind of how I felt last night.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent. I'm gonna have to watch that or at least listen to that live stream. I didn't
Yeah.
know that, Shorty Pie. I'm sorry. Uh, Buffy Love wrote, Rebecca, I hope it's okay to say this here. I meant to get back to you, but this week has been really hard and a lot of pain and weakness.
No, get back to me whenever you are ready. I'm there. I'm here. Whenever. I'll check my email.
Hmm. Okay. So it's the channel is Can You Hear Me Now? And Corey Michelow. So make sure to put in Corey's name because I think that's the only way to find it. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of Can You Hear Me Nows.
Yeah. Originally when I made that channel, it was to talk about Corey's story. And, child endangerment and the unaliving of children.
Right.
But I know from what you and I do on Monday, there is such a need to talk about other topics. And I don't want to limit myself to just one topic.
Of course not.
So I know some people are probably thinking, well, wait, this has nothing to do with Corey or whatever, but it's something I just wanted to do. And, so I just took the chance that people would understand, and I didn't want to say, well, it's my channel, I'll do what I want kind of attitude, but you know what? I will talk about whatever I feel like. I'll let people know what the topic's going to be. Obviously they can choose to watch or not, but I just felt the need to do it yesterday. And, I'm trying to be able to, I'm learning how to do these things. And I wasn't so sure it was going to work. I didn't know if I did it right, so I was a little nervous, but I'm like, what the heck? What's the worst that could happen?
Nothing. Nothing.
Right.
As long as you are clothed, nothing.
Exactly. And I had clothes on.
There you go.
But no, I just, I'm trying to venture out and learn these things because listen, if you don't do it yourself, you're never going to learn. I can't have somebody walk me through something every day because then I'm just going to say, well, let me call Toddie. She'll get me there.
Right.
So
I appreciate that. And I do want to say, so there's some comments coming in. I think it's great. It's your channel. I watched it. You did good. That's Kathleen Fleck. Shilly Shally says, you'll get it. Estiana says, it does have something to do with Corey. Gino is his uncle.
Right. And that's how I felt,
Right. So let me see. So what I would like to do, I'm going to put this right out here with what I would like to do is I would like to alternate every other week this, every other week. So next week we could do it on your channel, guys. So in the comments here, excuse me, and I'll have it on my post as well. Whose hair looks great? Whose hair are you talking about, Shilly Shally? Because she already got compliments about her hair. I got nothing today with mine. Somebody will take that little snippet and say, she lost her fucking mind.
Yep. See what happened?
I lost my fucking mind. So I would like to do that in the chat, guys, if we could, every other week. So next week we'll go on Rebecca's channel and meet at 9 o'clock in the morning. And the following week we'll go on my channel. And I would like to do that. And, absolutely. And, you wanted to talk about another case, and I know that this doesn't have anything to do with recovery, but I don't see anybody talking about recovery. I am going forward. I talked about that.
That's why I always say when I share that we're going to be doing this on Monday, I say, Toddie and I talking about substance abuse and, recovery and life, because we seem to get on that life topic,
well, life is tough. That's the thing. It's a struggle. And that's what I think our meeting is just the struggles of life, right?
Exactly. So people know that, we may or may not talk about addiction. We eventually come back to the topic at some point while we're talking, but it's not all about, well, I mean, it all comes back to it, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So somebody sent me an urgent email.
Oh.
I think I already got that and I responded. No, pretty sure I got that and responded with a thank you. Anyway, addiction is a very important topic. Rebecca's channel is called Can You Hear Me Now? And just type in Corey Michelo because that's how you'll bring it up. That's how you'll bring it up. So, but yeah, no, addiction's very important. But if nobody's going to talk about it, then should we just go away? Should we talk about other things? I mean, there you go. It's your support group. That's what it is. I'm hoping that that's what it is for everybody, you know?
Right. And that's what it's all about, and a lot of everything that we talk about affects all of us differently. And we always get back to, if you're struggling with substance abuse or something, it's going to affect you differently than it would affect someone who's not. So I think, everything we talk about kind of has to do with addiction. It's everyday life. And, if you're
Definitely has to do with struggles, right?
so, I mean, I know that it seems we go off topic, but I think we always come back around to the topic,
Right.
So, and anytime we're sitting here talking, everybody here knows they can jump in and tell us, they can get us back on topic if they have something to talk about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what we're here for, and
yeah, Corey Michelo, Estiana, I'm serious. I know it's very hard to find her channel, but that's the way. I mean, there should be an @ you should have like an @ when you go to your channel. Hang on.
How do I do that?
I'm gonna go. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna help you with that. I'm gonna help you with that. So seriously, if you type in whose Eye of the Tiger?
Oh, that's probably my TV. I didn't even know you could hear it. I'm sorry.
That's all right. So it's Can You Hear Me Now? And you got to type Corey Michelo. And I'm still trying to find it. Believe it or not, I'm still trying to find it. And I'm subscribed to the channel.
Oh, wow. That's not good if it's that hard to find.
It's
Does it matter like it's a question mark, exclamation mark at the end? Would that help?
When he was unalive. Do you have it as Corey's mom? Corey's here it is. Hang on. Okay. So DCPNP. Okay, so all right. It's Can You Hear Me Now? Question mark, exclamation point.
Right.
And then the @ is this is your @ Rebecca. See that?
Okay, gotcha.
So that's how people could find your channel.
So that's what I should.
Well, that's what they could find your if they typed in @ Can You Hear Me Now -03J, that would bring up your channel right away because yeah.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's right underneath your it's right underneath your thing.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize people were having a hard time finding it. I just thought people weren't looking for me.
You had 92 views. You had 92 views on it since 10 hours.
Is that good?
Well, yeah, it's a new channel.
Yeah. I said it didn't take off as quickly as I anticipated, but I don't know. I don't know everything. I can't really judge it, saying, well, this person's channel did this or that. Everybody
can't do that at all. No. You can't.
Right.
And don't do that because you shouldn't. Well, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but like, I don't look at other people's channels and see how many subscribers they have. I just, it's none of my business. I'm
Exactly.
not in competition with any of these people.
Right, right.
I'm in competition with myself, basically.
I
And
just figured with having the Justice for Corey page, in my mind, I thought, oh my gosh, all these people are gonna follow me from Justice for Corey. And it just didn't happen like that. And that's okay, I just figured it would take off a lot quicker than it did. But, again, like I say all the time, if I reach one person
well,
watches
you
me,
need to, but I think seriously, it's because the channel's hard to find.
yeah, well, now that, somebody said that, I didn't realize. And, so that, maybe that is the reason. So I have to make sure I make it a little easier for people, I guess.
Yeah, you got to give them what I just sent, that thing. That's the way they're going to find you.
Yeah, I have to do that. I didn't realize.
So this is about Gypsy Rose, but it applies. With Gypsy Rose openly confessing to being unalivable, like she said that she wanted to unalive herself at one point. I don't know if it's true or not, but she said it. What are the chances of her slipping on her recovery, especially if mental health isn't being taken care of properly? Well, she says that she's gone to therapy. I think that, I don't think recovery is something that's important to her. In my opinion, I don't know her. I don't know her, but
So
hey,
wait, Gypsy had or has a substance abuse problem. Is that a known fact?
well, okay, so she said that she did, but she didn't go through any kind of withdrawals or anything when she hit the jail, when she hit jail. And from my understanding, I heard she was selling her mom's medication.
Wow.
So I don't know. With Gypsy, when her mouth is moving, she's lying. She's like an addict. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm getting my hair cut at noon today. All right, that's weird. I'm getting it cut at noon. Are you getting yours cut at noon too? Anyway, I was just curious as to why somebody was asking what time I was going to get my hair cut. But that's okay. I just found out I can only hype through. Thank you so much, Pippa Dot. But for asking me about my haircut, that I don't know. You're gonna have to hit me up privately and ask me why you were asking me what time. But anyway, so let me see. So this is true. It's about Gypsy. Yeah, so I don't know if she really had an addiction or not, Rebecca.
Right.
She says that she had an addiction. But sometimes she says she doesn't have. I don't know. But I don't know if she has addiction or not, but definitely she's got obvious issues. And the fact that she went on live and was just so stupid to put that out there, that she felt that way, because CPS will come knocking on your door again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want CPS not to, that would be something that you wouldn't say. And you don't want us to help you because the comments were all shut down. So what was the point? Like, it's an attention thing and a victimization thing. We did bad to her.
Right.
So she wanted to unalive herself. Don't get online and read about yourself.
Right.
So, and guys, I don't get online and read about myself. Unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not sure yet. I get sent things, you know.
I unfortunately am guilty of going back to like court TV and stuff of the trial that we were involved in and reading all the comments because people still comment to this day here and there. And I feel the need to go on and correct somebody if they say something. And, you know, Brianna tells me, Mom, don't do that. I don't do it. Don't do that. You're just torturing yourself. So I'm getting a little better at ignoring it, but sometimes it's hard, you know, because you want to defend yourself when you know you're right.
Yeah.
You know,
but
but
yeah, let me tell you that has cost me so much trying to defend myself.
right.
And still, the people that don't want to see it aren't going to see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not going to want to see it. And, you know, if people, you know, I can't. I just, you know, I can't. I know who I am.
Right.
You see my face. You can look me up. There's nothing in my past. I haven't been kicked out of here, there, and everywhere. I haven't. That's not me. So, you know, you go by that or you go by anything that you want in your head, you know, go listen to an avatar and then that's what you do, you know. To me, I would rather see somebody that I know is real. I know who I'm talking to. I know who's talking to me than anybody that could be sitting behind anything else. But,
right.
you know, I understand that people want to be private. I understand that. Then they should have the same respect for other people, right?
Right.
So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So there's a lot of people here talking about Gypsy and I'm sorry. Reading the comments. You can't live to please other people. That's right, man. That's an illness on itself.
Right. You know, getting a little bit back on topic, being that it's a long holiday weekend, my question would be for anybody, I don't know if there's anybody watching that struggles with substance abuse, but is it more difficult during a holiday weekend when you're at parties and people are drinking and doing, you know, I could imagine it must be very difficult for someone struggling in these settings, you know, because you know, somebody might not know that you're, you know, struggling and might not know that you're trying not to drink and offer you a drink. And do you take it if they open a beer and hand it to you? Do you say no? Like, how do you handle that? I wonder, you know?
Well, usually if you're that vulnerable, you wouldn't go to a party with alcohol.
Right.
You might avoid it. There are sober parties. Now, there are sober parties that they can have within in the rooms, like you make some friends in the rooms and they might be having a sober Labor Day party where maybe they're out there playing volleyball, but they don't have any alcoholic beverages.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking about non-alcoholic beverages, I'm going to get me some of my still water.
I'm still drinking my first cup of coffee, believe it or not.
I still have some of my coffee too, but I have this. This is really good. This is Waterloo. It's still water, but it's Meyer lemon and blueberry.
Oh.
Very good. I have a few of these flavors. There's also the watermelon mint. I like that one too. And I have passion fruit. I'm not sure of the passion fruit yet. This one's really good. And so is the watermelon one. Because it doesn't have any artificial sweeteners. And it gives me a headache, those artificial sweeteners.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah,
even like if you buy a pack of gum and it has that in there, chewing a piece of gum with that makes me sick. I can't, it does something to me. I don't know. I get a headache.
Yeah, the stevia bothers me. Yeah, stevia bothers me horrible. Yeah. Would you say the suicidal scare is manipulation and that it would be tied to? Yeah, because I don't think Ken is with her right now, to be honest with you. I just don't think Ken. Yeah, and that's my feeling too.
I don't know that Ken was ever with her, even when he was with her, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes, yep, yep.
I don't know. They, there's no chemistry. I don't see it. Maybe I'm too old and I'm missing it or something, but
I
they
think that
just,
he really is. I think that he really is bisexual at the very least.
yeah, I would
I think
agree
he
with
is
that.
because I think that there's been enough that's come out on that, and that's I don't have any problem with it, but
No.
you know, you have to either. Here's the thing: he could either be bisexual or which okay. Let me word this. Because Jen, when Jen and I broke up, she was with a guy. When she died, she was with a guy, and I believe she loved him, but I know she loved me too. So,
Right.
she was monogamous, but bisexual. So maybe Ken. I'm not saying he's doing both at the same time, though he probably is, because this is all assumption, because Gypsy had made comment that uh that after the baby was born, they weren't very active like that. Now, some men have a problem after a child is born but I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
It looks like this artificial sweetener makes quite a few people very sick. That was my dog rolling over on a toy. Did you see that?
I heard it.
He rolled
Last
over.
night, during the live, Lauren had, I think, two dogs that were barking, and she's like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "What are you going to do? They don't understand, It's like no big deal." But they kept barking. It was so funny. They wanted to be heard.
Yeah, but then what happens is somebody watches it at home and their dog reacts to it.
Yeah. I guess that's probably not good.
I
But
stopped saying Alexa because every time I would say it, somebody's would go off at their house.
oh wow, that's so funny.
So,
But um, yeah, I feel like although like we were saying, we don't always talk about addiction, I still think it's important that we do this because a few of the emails I've gotten from people that watch, they look forward to us coming on.
absolutely, absolutely, they do. I know. Yep, absolutely, they do.
And it doesn't matter what we talk about. They just want to be here with us. It's almost like we're actually physically in a room together, having coffee or whatever we're drinking, and people look forward to it.
Yeah,
And no matter,
it's a
it's
safe
just like a
place.
group of friends going out. We can't guarantee what we're going to talk about when we go out, but we're going to talk. And a lot of people look forward to them.
Yeah. No, I think saying it's a support group is good because, I think that's what it is.
Right. And, why limit ourselves to talking about addiction and recovery when there's so many more topics out there that people want to talk about?
Right,
And
right.
that's how I felt on the Can You Hear Me Now channel. Why limit myself? There, people want to talk about a lot of things. I mean, there will be things I probably will choose not to talk about there, but why limit myself to just one topic, when there's a need for others.
Yep, just so that's what everybody's saying here.
Right.
We're having a powwow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It helps people, so that's fantastic. Yep. Traveling sisterhood of the stories of survival. Okay. People who understand. That's great. I'm really glad about that.
Mhm.
Jamie and I did a live. Did you happen to see anything where Jamie and I are cutting up?
I didn't see Jamie, but I saw Jimmy Bobby. Is that what we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah. Jimmy Bobby
about?
and Dr. Frank. Yeah.
I didn't see Jamie. I saw Jimmy Bobby.
Touche.
And
But
I
guys,
have to
Stillwater.
tell you something funny. I had to laugh about the name because when I had my son, my firstborn, I named him James Robert, but then changed it to James Daniel. So when I saw Jimmy Bobby, I kind of peed myself a little bit. It was funny to me.
I called him that. I called him that at the beginning of the live stream. I called him James Robert. And he said, "Don't call me that. That's my daddy's name."
Yeah, I heard that. Yes. And then there's a third and a 13th. And yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But so what's up with that? Is that going to be a normal, like a weekly or?
I'll tell you how that happened. So, because it didn't happen. What it did. All right. So I wanted to do a skit about that test that you hold up and the ink blots, the 10 ink blot, and then it tells you. So I was supposed to be the doctor, and we're doing virtual visits, and I would show her a picture, one of the Gypsy's artwork, and she would say something as a character. So at one point she came in with a blonde wig. At one point she came in with she looked just like Ruby at one point, like no shit, Ruby, one of Gypsy's characters.
Oh boy.
But it wasn't funny. Like it wasn't funny. When she came on as Jimmy Bobby, like that wasn't funny either, but she definitely had that accent. Like she definitely was really comfortable as that character. But the thing that threw me off was I'm showing her a piece of artwork. Like it's like what you got behind you, basically.
Right.
So I say to her or him, "Well, what does this look like to you?" And he said, "Oh, that's that toothbrush." Now there's no fucking way you see a toothbrush there. So I'm saying, "Oh fuck, why would you say?" I'm saying to myself, "Why the fuck would you say that?" Like, where do you get? I didn't ask you what the person used. This is going through my mind. Like,
right.
How does that look like? This isn't going very well, I'm saying to myself. But something just said, "Fucking go with it. Just go with it," you know? So I'm looking at the phone and I'm thinking, where am I going with this? Because clearly this does not look like a toothbrush to me, and I don't want to change what I said. So she was like, "Isn't it that? Isn't it? That's what a newfangled thing." And I was just like, "We're going with it. We've committed. We're going with it." And we winged it. I mean, there was nothing. All we had was characters were going to come in and say something about her artwork. And that didn't work out, except for that one character, Uncle Jimmy Bobby. And I didn't think it worked out because I'm saying to myself, what the fuck? It doesn't look anything like a damn toothbrush. Why didn't he say something like, "Oh, was it used by one of them toothbrushes?" You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and we just kind of went with it, and that's what happened. And it ended up being really funny. I mean, it ended up being obviously funny. I trashed the other characters.
Right.
I said we might have to go back
do it again?
We might have to go back to Ruby because she really did look like Ruby.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I
because I didn't
Jimmy
show
Bobby.
that.
Oh,
No,
you
it's
didn't.
the only character I kept because even though she looked like Ruby, it wasn't funny. So I didn't use it. You know, I only used the Jimmy Bobby one because that one was funny.
Yeah.
That was we did a live stream, so we've done 2. And then we did a live stream, and it's weird because the first one popped off really, really well. So I was like, well, let's do another one, you know. And so, but that one didn't pop off as well. And I actually thought it was probably more funny because we're into our characters per se. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do a live. I don't know how it's going to go. We didn't have anything. She would text me and say, "What are we talking about?" I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. Clearly having a plan didn't work last time, so let's just go with it. You stick with your character and we'll go with it. So there are things she said. I died laughing. I had to stop. I mean, like, I got out of character at least 2 times, if not 3 times, because she brought up the Brie on the floor getting a rabbit with her teeth like that. I busted out. I couldn't hold that in.
Yeah,
Like, that was great. But what I found is when sometimes there's too much of a good thing and you don't want, it was yeah. Oh, the other what's happened was I started getting creative again, guys. So I did another one where like, I don't know, did you see the one where I had Becca and 1980 and Cutting Board Dawn at my house?
I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, so they weren't here clearly. But I bought the artwork. I bought Gypsy's artwork. I said that it was a skit.
Right.
Well, what I did was I reached out to all of them and I said, "Hey, listen, could you pretend that you're looking at one of Gypsy's artworks and just give me a look on your face that, what you really think of the artwork, but just with facial expression." And, these people are great people. Yeah, not a problem. And they get it right. They stop what they're doing. Seriously, Becca Scoops had an interview that she was prepping for that I didn't even know about. And like, she was one of the first ones to send me the video back, of her. And Millennial as well, and Cutting Board Dawn as well. And then there was another person again who was happy to help, and then something happened.
Right.
But that has nothing to do with me. I'm praying for them. So anyway, so what I did was I acted like they all came over to my house and I was showing them each my artwork that I bought that was Gypsy's. I got the Gypsy Rose collection, and I just used their facial expressions against the artwork and my facial expressions, and that I thought was a great video. That was a great video. And at one point, Cutting Board Dawn's husband also did a video, and like, I insinuated that he and I went into my back room to look at my artwork, and that, I woke him up at like 3 a.m. to look at my artwork. So now we got Cutting Board Dawn looking at me like, why am I waking up her husband? And then Becca Scoops is looking like, what are you doing with the husband? And Millennial's like, starting shit, So yeah, I love those, because here's the thing. I can't keep talking about Gypsy Rose and repeating myself. And, Becca, she's got, she handles the case in much more of a complete way. Her videos are so complete because she's, she's got her medical experience, and then she's also got the police experience. She's married to 2 cops, you know what I'm saying? And her kids are police officers, I believe. So, she brings a lot to be able to like do a full-fledged research into these videos, you know what I'm saying? And I can't do that. No, I don't want to do that. Like, I would get so bored reading some of the shit that she must read that makes sense to her that would make absolutely no sense to me, right? So I have to find something about Gypsy that's not just regurgitated bullshit. And so if my creative side kicks in and I can do something funny, I definitely want to do that, because it balances out. This is very dark. The woman killed her mom, and there's something doing life. I'm not laughing at that, not at all, but I'm laughing at her. I'm definitely laughing at Gypsy for sure. Or I'm laughing at the expense of her right now, right? But I don't think that the crime is funny at all. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
there's nothing funny about what she did
Right.
to her mother. Definitely not.
Absolutely. And it's not funny that Nick's sitting there doing life either, but
No, you know
yeah,
what? Nick should be out here.
I poke fun at her. I do poke fun at her. And she's welcome to poke fun at me. You know, she's got her minions that do that, and that's fine. She's got her minions that do that, and that's fine. But it's fun, and you know, it's making me laugh and making other people laugh, and I
Right.
love that. I love that, and I love being creative.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So yeah.
I'm gonna have to look for more of the videos that I missed, though. On your with everybody's facial expressions. I got to look that one up.
Yeah, so
I have to play catch up during the week because on the weekends I have, Brianna, my granddaughter, come over. So I don't usually go on
you
anything.
should
Like I might get 5 minutes, And
Yeah.
so then like Monday through, Thursday, I try to catch up and watch things I didn't get to watch all weekend. So I get a little behind.
Yeah. Jeanette, I can't answer that question. I don't know. Dawn is fine. I mean, she lost her brother. I think that she let that be known. She lost her brother not long ago, so I know that, you know, she's struggling with that. She misses her brother, but I don't know about her and Case at all. As far as the there I have playlists, so it would be, you could look under skits,
Okay.
and
I'm
it
gonna
would
check it.
be, it's a playlist under skits. So yeah, but I'm having fun with it. I'm really into the car crash Kenzie, the girl that so this is fucked up. I think we talked about it last week though. The girl whose mom has the entitlement, like there's two or three, I think there's three kids, and she's the youngest, Mackenzie Sharilla, and she went into a brick wall, a brick building at 100 miles an hour. I told you about that last week, right?
Yes.
And she unalived her boyfriend and their friend. And so much stuff has now come out with her mom, and just the entitlement that she has taught, you know, her kid. And
Right.
almost like the mom's going to call the warden in the prison and say, "Hey, can you move my child?" What world are you living in? Yeah, can you move my
Right.
kid? She's having problems. They're not very comfortable in prison. Oh yeah, let me
Yeah.
just. Where do you want her? Where do you want her? Where can we put her for you? Come on.
Unbelievable that people think they could do such a thing.
The audacity to think that you would be the only parent or the only concerned person that could call. I mean, come on. All that, you know what happens when shit like that happens is they end up telling a deputy, that, and the deputy ends up telling another CO and another CO, and then they start fucking with the person.
Right. Exactly.
So I love that Becca's showing herself too. Becca I love Mr. Cutting Board Don too. And they are a wackadoodle. That's my line, Pippadot. They are wackadoodles. I'll tell you what's happening with Gypsy is that now it's starting to get, the narrative is actually starting to change on a wider level with Gypsy. So I was watching like a really big YouTube channel. I told Becca which one it was, and was it was, oh God, who was it? Anyway, she was on it with her sister, and they said something about Gypsy Rose, and the person that runs the channel said, "Yeah, like you wouldn't believe that whole thing was wrong." Like, and then they started talking about, they started talking about, I don't think so. I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. I don't see the look-alike there with Rose Red and Becca. I don't see that. But anyway, just I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Just reading the comments. Just reading the comments. Does anybody have anything that they want to share? Oh, the thing about Gypsy. Thank you, Kathleen. Yeah. Just that stuff about Gypsy's finally coming out and people are starting to realize that that the narrative was wrong. And she might just very well be doing her time. Are you there? Yeah.
I feel like I don't understand the justice system, and I've always said that. But two people are in jail for the same crime, but one gets out and gets to live life and one is stuck in there, and you can't make me understand it. I don't care who held the knife, who did the, who was more aggressive during the crime. Right. You both did it. And it's known that she's the one who orchestrated it, but yet she's out. And it's just, you can't make me understand how that's fair. I'm sure there would be attorneys that'll give you a million reasons why it's fair, or a judge or whatever, but I don't know. Just my thought is, if two people conspire and commit a crime together, they should both get the same punishment. I don't know. It's unfair.
Well, she was the one that they didn't even do it. They didn't even conspire together. She did it all. Like, basically, the only thing she supposedly didn't do was jab her. In the meantime, Manson did life. Charlie Manson did life for that.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You can't make me understand the justice system. I don't get it. And part of it, I think, with Nick and Gypsy is nobody was in his corner, like rooting for him and talking for him. And I don't know. Maybe I'm not right when I say that. I just think he just took whatever they gave him, didn't put up a fight, and
Well, what happened with Nick was that, so nobody knew that he was autistic per se. And sorry. So by the time his mom came in, there was already the interrogation. Now, should the officer had known that he was on the spectrum? I don't know really enough about that. Hey, Zelda's observatory. So I didn't know. My pal Sal, I don't know that. I honestly, he didn't say he was on the spectrum during that interview, and I don't know what somebody's thinking about when they're interrogating somebody. I don't know if he's just slow or if he's on the spectrum. I don't know. I would hate to have to determine that.
Right.
But he was the one that told the truth after, he was lied to by the police officer. He was manipulated. He thought, and he was taught, that if there's a problem, you go to the police. You always tell the truth to the police. And especially, here's this woman police officer saying, Gypsy told us the truth. She told us everything. If you love her, and we think you do, now is the time to honor her and show her. And he says, oh, I worship her. So, he tells the truth. She continued to lie through the whole thing, through the whole interrogation. And Nick, he just didn't. I don't know if he thinks it's noble what he's doing. I don't know what kind of life he'd have on the outside. I totally, and I don't care. I'm going to say it. I totally think he was taken advantage of on the inside by people on the outside. So maybe the best place for him to be, I'm sorry, because of people in this world that have taken advantage of him that know, they fucking know there isn't a question now. He's on the spectrum. He's vulnerable. And there's still people out there that know this and take money from this guy, take advantage of this guy, take opportunity. Both, I got something here. So hide current comment. There's something because somebody wrote about the shower. YouTube put the thing up about hide the comment because it said they didn't shower. Like the clothes that they unalived her in, they were in 4 days later.
Wow.
So I think that you're right. I think that he was manipulated. He was definitely manipulated by the officer to tell the truth about what happened. That was her job to do, and she did it. And Gypsy wasn't counting on what Nick had learned before her. Like police officers are good, and to tell the truth, and he wasn't prepped enough. I think she thought that he was just going to take the hit, and I think that he would have done that had he had known to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that she thought they weren't going to believe him. That's what I think. Right. After that, after it got that far, I don't think it was ever supposed to get that far. Again, I think Nick was supposed to end up dead in that house and be left I think that he was supposed to be gone the same way Dee. I think it was supposed to be a bad home invasion, and that's what it was supposed to look like. That's what I think.
Right.
And I think she couldn't, the person that she was originally going to leave with, he said, no, thanks. And yeah. And she ended up with Nick, and then she kind of winged it because she wanted to get caught. That's why she sent those emails that the bitch is dead. All those emails came later. She said it was so that her mother could be found. It was so that they could be found, so that Nick, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what else to talk about, Rebecca.
I don't know. I just want to say that if anybody's going to any parties, barbecues, whatever, be safe. Don't let your friends drive drunk, whatever, the whole thing. And we'll be back again next week, and we'll talk about pretty much anything.
On Rebecca's channel.
Yes.
We'll be on Rebecca's channel next week. So I'll have the link in my channel because Rebecca will send me. I'll grab it from your channel. I'll grab it from after you do your link. I'll go to your live post and I'll grab it and put it up here.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
And yeah.
Well, Toddie, you enjoy that 12 o'clock haircut.
Yeah, and getting my laundry and doing some other stuff that I need to do. So yeah. Guys, I appreciate you guys always making space and time for us too.
Yes, I appreciate everybody coming today. I know it's a holiday and all that, but I'm happy that everybody took the time to sit with us for a little bit and listen to us. Hope everybody's doing something fun and relaxing, or at least catching up on housework, if nothing else. I'm going to the grocery store because I found a store here that has milk in the glass bottles. Like I don't know why I don't even drink milk really, but I know it's crazy, right? But I said I have to go there and get the milk. They have chocolate milk and regular, like whole milk in the glass
Right.
bottle. I just love it. I have to go get milk because I need to have those glass bottles. I don't know why.
We have them here. We can get them here too.
Really, it's maybe it's been here in the stores all, and I just never noticed it before, but I noticed it like 2 weeks ago and I got it. And then I have to pour some of it out because it's bad, obviously, because I don't drink milk really, but I got to have it in here. I got to have those bottles. I don't know what I'm going to do with the empty bottles, but I want them.
There
So
you go.
I'm going to get chocolate milk and whole milk today. That's my big, outing for the day.
Well, I'm going to the grocery store. I got to get these Rugrats some dog food. I got laundry. I got my hair. I got the bank. And then I got some other personal stuff that I need to take care of.
So you have a busy day planned.
I do. And I actually wanted to get into this back bedroom and situate it. So I might even do that today. We'll see.
Yeah, I did a little bit of that yesterday and the day before. I have one bedroom in the house that's where I put everything that I didn't know where I was going to put yet.
Right.
So there's a bed in that room, but you wouldn't know it because everything is on top of the bed and all around it. So I went in yesterday and the day before and maybe spent 15 minutes in there. I'm like, well, it's 15 minutes. It's better than no time at all. I didn't get much done, but I'm trying. It's just, with my back injury and stuff, I can't get a lot done. So
that's what you said.
It'll get done one day.
Hopefully. It looks great. The house looks great. We're in a different part of the house today. There's no windows behind you.
Yeah, because I feel like with the light behind me, I mean, my lighting still isn't great, but if I'm sitting with a window behind me, I think it messes it up a little bit, like the lighting. So
yeah, I have to keep this down certain parts of the day because of that. So I feel you. And I want to do some stuff here too. Like I want to make more of a permanent area for me too, but it'll come in
pictures. I haven't hung up all my pictures. I got some things up and they're uneven and I notice it after the fact. I have a lot I still need to do, but I'm in no hurry. Nobody really comes here. Nobody's going to see it except me. So I'm not letting it bother me too much. I'll get it done when I get it done, if I get it done. So
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's my plan. Just doing whatever, just getting my glass bottle milk for today. And
I'm going to think of you when I go to the grocery store and see it.
Yeah, I get it. And, if we drink half of it, that's a lot, but I got to have those bottles. So
I hear you. All right, then we're going to call it a week. And I'm here if you need me. And if you need me for anything, just reach out to me.
Thanks. And I'll get that. I probably obviously won't make the link or anything today, but I'll get that out to you when I do it. So we'll be set for next week then.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, thank you guys for showing up. And thank you, Rebecca. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And I'm going to be looking for your videos. I'm going to go on and check it out.
Very good.
Everyone have a good week.
Yeah, guys. Take care. All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.